Virgo, and welcome to Mountain Medicine Tarot. I hope this message finds you well for this. Ooh, we had one pop out. Okay, so we start in the past, which is that place right there, of which the north flew out, so that's a little bit interesting. There's some duality going on there, which is totally fine. It just means that in the past you've been really good at attracting more stuff. You've been really good at attracting messages from your higher self or from higher knowing or from source energy. So that's very powerful. Just means you were very connected to the other side. And then in the within space, this is within your inner workup, your body, in your heart and soul. We have the medicine wheel, which is what we're doing right now, going around in a circle here, which I'll explain more as we go because they just keep popping out. But it's all about cycles and movement, and being in the middle of the wheel is the only way to determine the fact that you will not get ran over. So come back to center, be within yourself, do the grounding work, and all things will come. It looks like your messages are coming in very clearly from the past, and so within yourself, just be open and ready to receive change. And it looks like the result, or the higher knowing that's coming in, is the ritual of joy. You can see, sorry, I guess I should show you guys the cards. This little person is dancing with their hands in the air and moving through this field with just complete and total power of joy. And it's all about making a ritual of joy. So making sure that it's a habit to be always in a state of alignment to source, which I feel like is very powerful for you. That's really great, Virgo. I feel like you guys are very balanced. You guys are very strategic in the things that you do, and I feel like that's to your advantage here. Okay, so in the action, or the next step moving forward, we have this smoky mirror, and this is one that I received for a really long time. You can see this person is smoking, and then what he or she is seeing is actually a reflection of themselves. And when it's a smoky mirror, that just tells us that it can mean some dishonesty going on, but it can also just mean there's something that you're not seeing. But before you freak out, just also it just has everything to do with seeing other people in our life experience, and instead of being angry with them for being who they are, understand that their personal makeup is made out of the exact same makeup as far as DNA as you are. So it's just about seeing people as equals. And if, somebody is capable of doing some disharm to you, or lying or cheating or something, the message to be learned from experiences like that, of other people who are giving us a reflection of ourselves, is just to know, okay, because I see this person doing that, I don't ever want to be seen like that, therefore I will not make that same mistake. So anybody and everybody who is in our experience is nothing but a teacher. So just keep that in mind, and we will elaborate a little bit more on what's going on with the mirror. Because a lot of times it just means that we need to be accepting of the people in our life. Alright, let's just split this deck because these ones have a hard time flying. Okay, so we're going to keep going here. Back to the past, where what we have is wisdom. This is the place of the buffalo, and in native culture, the buffalo is like the highest value. It's the place of the north. So it's winter, it's like this cleansing, brisk energy, and it's like a grandfather type energy. So it's all of the wisdom and abundance that you could ask for, and it's right here at your disposal that you've kind of already been utilizing, or that's already at your disposal. So here we have illumination again. Just this ability to just know, I feel, and it's just this clarity that you already have instilled in you. We've got birds here, so they're very connected to the other side. In native culture, when they looked up and saw birds that would fly so high that they disappeared, they honestly believed that they breached the end of the atmosphere and brought back messages from the other side where their ancestors were residing. So this is very powerful energy of moving between realms to bring back this oneness. Like this cycle that we have right here is kind of like this activated vortex that we're doing. And it just represents this cycle and moving forward. So I feel like knowledge is within you, the knowledge is there, so utilize that to the best you can. Definitely keep everything that you already know in check or in your frontal lobe. So I feel like your education is going to be a key right now. So then we have this energy of the Virgo, which doesn't necessarily mean there's a Virgo in your life. It can. But I believe that it's more like taking on the energy of a Virgo person. So that's something that you can look up in order to know the makeup of this card. But it's all about being prepared, gathering the tools that you need in order to make kind of a big decision. So it's about things turning. Again, we have cycles and movement in the medicine wheel, and then we have a circular motion there with the turning point. So I feel like there's some news coming in for you, or maybe it's something that you already know and you're just kind of waiting for solidification, which could be, because I do believe that it's a great idea to be prepared, preparing yourself to bring in more happiness. Pretty awesome. Then we have the wheel again. Medicine wheel, medicine wheel. So just staying with your center. The center is all about this ritual of joy. As long as you keep yourself happy, you really cannot do any wrong. So long as you're not hurting anyone, being happy is really our only task in this world. So as long as you are making decisions that keep you happy, you'll have the support of your guides and all of this illumination that's coming here from things that you already know. So I think maybe you've just learned as many lessons as you need to learn, and now the cycles of what could be is just endless. Like, you don't have to worry. Just keep in mind that the people who are around you, anyone who's challenging you, just try to keep an open mind with why they are there and why they're here for you, because it's usually just to show you a part of yourself that either you want to embody or you want to be a direct opposite. So if you find somebody that's annoying you, just embody the opposite of that. Okay, and then we have another north energy. Wow. North and north. It's interesting just because the two meanings of the two different authors is a little bit opposite. When I think of horses, I think of the fine line between aggression and direction. And so it's about being like a teacher in this very flowy and strategic way that's helpful for everyone involved. And then we have here all of the describing words actually describe, for me, what the south represents, which is the quadrant where we are. So the wisdom comes from like your inner child, and we have the hour of power, and if there's ever children and you ask them what they want to do, they know, and they'll give you the idea and they'll run with it. They don't have to question themselves. They know that things change. This is very powerful energy of knowing what to do next, honestly. You're prepared, you know what's coming, you know what you need to succeed, and your success is your happiness. There's absolutely no doubt about that. So, next upside down we have a frog, which has to do with cleansing. So, as long as you are taking time to, this is a water, so water and earth, we have water here. This is water and air, a little bit more air just because it's messages that come in. But the cleansing has to do with making sure that you're comfortable within your space, giving yourself space to heal, space to move forward, space to know what to do next, which I feel like you do. So I feel like just hunkering down for a little minute, to get to know whatever it is that your spirit is asking for with this next cycle. I feel like the opportunities are endless because you are connected very strongly to the other side. So we're going a little bit around here, but here we have the lynx, and it was upside down. It represents secrets, so that's interesting. Oh, maybe there's something that you know. You already know what's going on, and you can see right through a person who's trying to tell you something else. Maybe that's what all this wisdom is about. So that could make sense. But the medicine of the lynx is kind of a quiet knowing. The lynx know quite a bit about everyone in the animal kingdom, but they don't ever speak. Back in the day, they did actually believe that animals could speak, and they would share stories and lessons and legends about what the animals would say, but the lynx, on the other hand, was like the one that didn't speak. So this is kind of about knowing what you know, but not telling the other person that you know it, so that you can kind of catch them in the act in different ways. So this kind of goes with this energy right here. See, this person is seeing, and this is like piercing through the lies or bullshit, if there is any, which we'll have to do a private reading in order to know what's going on in your world. But the lynx knows, but no one knows she knows. So keep strong with that. And then we have here turning point and Virgo. So hopefully it's not a Virgo person who's intruding. We will see, but usually it doesn't quite work like that. It's more like just the energy, and the energy is all about preparing for kind of a big decision. And then when it's all said and done, when the cycle has come to a close, or the secrets are revealed, when the knowing is off the table and out in the open, then we can start anew. And then we have next the armadillo, which is obviously all about his little shell. He's not a confrontational person. He is strong, and he keeps to himself and doesn't get bothered and just eats his ants all day, you see. So just don't get kicked around like a ball. Just because you look like a ball doesn't mean you should get kicked around. So make sure that you are keeping yourself happy and continuing with doing your inner power work, because as long as you feel powerful, you're sticking to the truth, you know what's going on, you don't have to tell anyone you know what's going on, but you're prepared to do what you need to do to make yourself happy. So you can instill yourself some boundaries. Just know that cycles happen, things come and go. You don't have to hold fast and tight to anything in this world. And so we have the jaguar. I love jaguar medicine. They are another big cat, and big cats know. So we have integrity and impeccability. So jaguars they know when to pounce. They are a quiet knower, just like the other there. But they know just what to say when. So they're very strategic about when they say what they know. So just know when to pounce and when to stay still. And that will be what gets you through this situation. Whatever it is that's going on. So feel free to send me an email or a Facebook message. I'll go back into Facebook later because that's my way of working with me. I'm going to open up a group program I'll talk about. Okay. Whew. Definitely some communication going on. Like I said, the people in ancient times, this is an Amazonian deck, the little tiny ones. The story goes that the parrots were going bonkers in the middle of the village, and nobody knew what they were saying because nobody could translate and find out what it was they were saying. They just kept saying the same thing over and over and over again. And by the time the people found out what they said, which was that the white people were coming in their suits of armor, they didn't believe them. So the parrots just continued to go rampant in the middle of the village, and Monkey had to come out and tell the people what they were saying, but the people did not understand what armor was. They did not understand what boats were. They didn't understand what people with white skin would look like or would do. So the parrots repeated themselves time and time again, and the people did not listen. So this is kind of what's going on. We've got a cleansing here, so in your best interest is to take what you know and make the decision based upon what you need. And prepare yourself, because it looks like there's some other energies that are kind of trying to be secretive, is how I feel. Okay, so this one is kind of cool. There's a light in the center, and then this is a male that has 2 sets of antlers. So he's like this male deer person. And that is between your inner space, which is that you secretly know and you're secretly prepared for whatever you need to do, and you have this energy of the dual antler man, which talks about regeneration, sacrifice, the keeper of heart and compassion, wisdom without conflict, keeping an open mind, an open heart, and awareness of other people's struggles, and blessing enemies. So you need to be very careful to not pounce. It's important to inflict boundaries upon other people. It's not okay to inflict harm on other people. So if this is, for example, a relationship and there's a new energy coming in and stomping all over your territory, I can understand completely how that feels. However, just understand that possibly that third-party person doesn't know what's going on. Possibly they don't know about you, you don't know about them. Communication is not being rendered. You know better. That doesn't mean everyone else knows better. So be very stoic about this. Keep your head. Just cleanse yourself. Take care of yourself. Understand that everything moves forward. So you can get past this, and just do so with whatever makes you happy. Whatever it is that you want, don't sacrifice that for anything else. So if you need to defend yourself and defend your territory, go ahead and do that. If you need to call it quits in order to defend your own happiness because you come first, that's what you need to do. But yeah, the knowledge is there, so no more messing around. And then the elephants, which is over here. 2 elephants. Giant tusks, they're actually more of like a mammoth. This is very wise, very ancient energy. So this has more to do with that inner knowing, illumination, and clarity on what is going on. Let's see what we... Yeah, so it's about ancestors because they are so ancient. It's just about this higher knowing. So I just feel like that solidifies the fact that you already know what's going on. So we'll pull one more card. Alright, and this is going to go here. So we have 2 crocodiles. And crocodiles, just like lizards, have this ability to be in 2 places at once. So I feel like that's very beneficial for you, because what you know doesn't necessarily mean that everybody knows what you know. So he's the bringer of new energies and new worlds, regeneration energy, and then he represents the Little Dipper. So if that's something that you wanted to go and look at in the night sky and see the Little Dipper, this little guy is staring back at you. This is all about awakening change and being daring. So be very brave in this transformation. I feel like either way you're facing change. So do so with your own happiness in mind. Be strategic about what you say. Keep in mind that not everybody knows what you know. Alright, so I will let you know that the way to work with me right now is to go to facebook.com/groups/Mountain Medicine Mindset, or just search Mountain Medicine Mindset in Facebook. I'm going to do a group program that goes through this framework of past, within, above, and forward for the month of December, so that every week represents a quadrant of this framework. So the first week we'll go into what's happened, which is what you know, and then we'll go into what's within, which is what you feel like you need to do, and then we will go upwards, which is all about change and boundaries and your higher knowing as well. And then we'll go into the action step, which is, honestly, I feel like how to confront this situation, and the end is on transformation. So it still looks good. I feel like the energy is going to work out in your favor. So be steadfast about this. Like I said, if you want to work with me, I'm going to do that group program where I walk you through this framework and you can plug in your own information to the framework week by week. We'll do cutting cord ceremonies, different meditations, scavenger hunts and things like that to really invoke your right brain, because that's kind of this meditative space that we need to unlock a lot more often than I feel like we do. And that can invoke these boundaries and your preparation for yourself in order to make yourself as strong as you need to be in order to confront this. So go to that Facebook group, and I'd love to hear from you there. Other than that, I'll see you next month. Thank you.